Hello, this is me, Deafening Octopus, and welcome back to another video on the Deafening Octopus channel. Now, today's video is an unusual one. It's a special episode where I'm going to show my highlights from what I recorded at the Brooklands Double 12 Memorial. Of course, it's the 110th anniversary of the classic Brooklands Double 12 endurance race, which took place at the old Brooklands circuit. Of course, the modern editions of the Brooklands Double 12 aren't exactly a Double 12, as it says in the name. Of course, a Double 12 is a 24-hour race where they race for 12 hours, then have a break, and then race for another 12 hours. And, of course, the modern editions of the Brooklands Double 12 are a classic car event where there are speed trials and judging and just cars on show, but no Double 12, so there's no endurance race. There is, however, a race, which is mainly what I'm going to be looking at today, or showing you today, and that is the Brooklands Double 12 Speed Trial, which takes place on the new Mercedes-Benz handling circuit. The difference between the Mercedes-Benz handling circuit and the old Brooklands circuit is that, while it does use bits of the old handling circuit, which was on the inside of the old Brooklands circuit, the original Double 12 didn't take place on the handling circuit. It actually took place on the oval, which goes around the outside of the new handling circuit. And of course, while they did race the same cars, they were raced in a very different way, with the cars actually having to use brakes nowadays. But anyway, I'm going to stop waffling and I'm going to show you some of the highlights. So first up, this is practice for the Brooklands Double 12 Classic Cars Speed Trial. There's the flatbed pickup towing away the stricken cart. They even use a classic for the flatbed. You can tell they've gone into character here, apart from with that modern car in the background.
Shall we say, and scattered the field.
This is apparently the reigning champion of this event, so look out for this guy.
I think it recovered very well. Charged through the field.
Didn't quite catch what his name was.
Going nicely now. Yep, those melodies. First out, of course, being the Alton Norris Special. Dialed in now, going very strongly.
One of the Alters.
Ripid last lovely to see the car really performing. The last 3 or 4 events, unfortunately, it's not performed. They worked on it, sorted out the problems in terms of now having double wheels. Real period fear. Just in terms of that top one, you can see it's very put up on X and par.
161 is the first of our over 3 litre racing car.
Very big one coming through. To zoom out for this.
Darwin finds his edge, set up a 24-hour endurance record in the very early days of Brooklands, which is blamed by many.
I'll show you with the next car through just how much we can see from here. Oh, I love that smell. There it comes. Looks like a Jaguar from here. Well, I can't see it very well. Maybe a Morgan or a Morris.
On the course now is the ex-Mia Y-type MG.
Ah, ex-Mia Y-type MG.
Class runner, but a delight to see this glorious sportsman, the MG family, taken to the course.
Coming up as the youngsters who are driving this wonderful machine. I was looking through the comments in those last words. And those individuals over the cars and stuff historically, but they were very committed to what the car has done, how it's performed, and everything else. And probably snowstorm, too much to comment. That was it.
We got an interesting one coming through here. With a very flat triangular exhaust out the back.
I like that.
I've worked out that the timing line is probably just after the hairpin up here. Here's the hairpin. I reckon the timing line is about there. The Morgan three-wheeler is back out on track. We saw this one earlier.
Whoa!
Wow.
Ooh, you had to be a bit careful there.
Yeah, that driver needs to calm down a bit. So here's a replay of what just happened, because I know it was hard to see at high speed. But as the Morgan turns through the right-hander, just asked too much of the car, the front right lifts off the ground. And for a brief amount of time, it became a motorcycle.
You see the way he leans like a motorcyclist?
Yeah. Well, that was a bit of a moment, wasn't it? Absolutely tiny one. Look at the driver, he looks like he could be having a bath in it.
Mm. Very small.
I can barely even see it now, it's a dot in the distance and everything but my camera.
Are you using the zoom?
Yeah.
Here comes another micro one by the looks of it.
Ah, yeah, this will be a small one.
This must be the extra small class. Wow, that is tiny. Yeah, they're probably classed by the size of the engine, aren't they? I imagine.
Yeah, probably. And their age.
Oh, another three-wheeler. I think. Oh, it is.
Hold on, we've had a spin. Over there, the red car has spun, and I think he's nosed into the... Yeah, I can see on the camera, there's a bit of a dent in the wall.
Yeah, I can't see.
He's nosed in.
Oh dear.
I didn't see it, but what I heard was I heard a tyre squeal, and that indicates that he... Although the angle he's gone in front first. So it looks as if he's kind of overcorrected it,
Yeah.
and he's nosed into the wall.
Oh dear.
So that's the first crash of the weekend.
Yep.
And you can see they've stopped the three-wheeler to...
He's going to have to do his run again.
Well, if there's no suspension damage. And pickup truck to the rescue again. I really wasn't expecting to see an accident today. No, that wall is definitely dented. We're just driving past where all of the cars are being stored.
Okay, so why don't you try and get out first? And then you can...
That's the Morgan three-wheeler.
Well, one of the four I've seen.
Wait, you've seen 4 Morgan three-wheelers?
Yeah?
4 different?
Yes, different.
I swear there was that one, and then the same one went round 3 times.
Nope. I saw 2 of them on the track at the same time.
You should be able to get a nice picture of it when we get out.
We just had 3 cars behind us. One of them was the famous Aston Martin Raceblade. Where it is? Where is it? There goes the 122. And it's going to be the next one through. There's the Aston. There we go.
Oh, it is very thin, isn't it?
With practice for the Brooklands Double 12 Speed Trials over, I headed down to the old pit straight, which was due to be opened. We had some historic cars on the way, for example, some Jaguars, including that E-Type. We also passed a Lamborghini Countach just now. And there you see some of the cars that are actually racing. You just saw the number 53 going past. Yeah, there are a lot of classic cars in this area. If you look around, you can see all sorts, absolutely loads. You've got Grand Prix cars, you've got estate cars, you've got Bugattis, you've got MGs, you've got absolutely tiny GNs, like that one. I can't even imagine fitting into that one's cockpit. You've got 3-wheelers, you've got 4-wheelers, you've got big ones, small ones. It was amazing. We're getting to the really old ones now, down on the bottom right-hand side. In fact, sooner or later we're going to come across a 1901 Peugeot. Look how narrow that one is. It was that green one we just went past. It was like you couldn't fit a matchstick in it. There's a big old Bentley. Oh, I love the big old Bentleys, whether they're classic or modern. I mean, Bentley makes some cracking cars and always have done, and always has done, I should say. There you see some more classics on the left. There's the 1901 Peugeot I was talking about. Look at it, it's tiny. It's only got 3 wheels, and you steered it with a steering wheel which is to your I think it was the right hand side, and it was completely horizontal. It's just amazing thinking of those ones. And now we reach some more modern cars that belong to Brooklands employees and people who have come to have a look around. There you see a Bugatti going past, not the Veyrons that you're used to today, but one of the older Bugattis. There's one of the cars racing today as well. Oh, you saw that big one earlier too, didn't you? Oh wow. Lovely paint job on that car, I must say. The kind of grey above red. Now we're just crossing the road quickly. There you see, I think that was an Alta coming through just afterwards. Ford GT40 I should say, over there on display. Won Le Mans 4 times. And there you see the old banking at the top. Now that banking there, that was used in that was part of the oval back in the very, very early 20th century. In fact, the Brooklands Oval was the very first racetrack opened for the purpose of being a racetrack. It was the world's first purpose-built racetrack. So you could say that circuit racing started right here. I mean, there had been motorsport races before it, but not on a purpose-built circuit. Now, most people think that the very first circuit in the world was Indianapolis, which was built in the same era. As you see, some racing bikes there, so it's not just cars. But no, Brooklands was actually built slightly before, by a matter of months, maybe even weeks. Of course, Brooklands was also used as an airfield in World War II, and that's why the pit straight was closed, because it had a hangar on it. So what they've done is they've moved the hangar to the left slightly. The floor was still absolutely perfect, so all they've had to do is move the hangar slightly to the left, and now the pit straight's ready for opening. And as the cars are heading out for their display, I'm going to be quiet.
Goodness, that's amazing.
These are the first cars on the Brooklands pit straight since 1940. Because that big hangar was in the way. Here comes some Grand Grand Prix cars. Oh, they're not going in. They're going around there.
Genevieve. Oh look, he's got a brake light. He wouldn't have had that on the original.
No, that wouldn't have been on the original.
Oh, actually, it's not a brake light at all.
No, it's not.
Just some kind of warning. Would you like his trolley holder on the side there?
Oh, I see it. All the way up there,
An A380.
original Brooklands banking. Big car there.
Beautiful old cars.
Wow. Aston Martin Razor Blade coming in. Or going over there anyway. That's because they've just taken the engine cover off. That's the Delage.
So difficult to get fired.
I reckon they won't need tyres at all.
Sorry?
I said I reckon they won't need tyres.
Oh my god, it was so wrong.
And they've cut the ribbon, so the Brooklands pit straight
is now
open for use. For the first time
not
since...
really for use, is it?
Well, it is. They're going to use it for shows and things. car at the front something practically wiggle a bit and makes it up the hill.
Love that one. Any idea what that one was?
The car at the front is the one from 1899.
No, the one that's just gone past.
No.
Having trouble getting it going.
Well, we've got one casualty.
I like that one.
The little one just made it up the hill.
He's just done the first lap.
Someone stopped at the top of the hill.
Sorry?
Someone stopped at the top of the hill.
Someone stopped at the bottom of it.
That was so weird, that 3 wheeler.
Yeah, 1889. No, 1890.
No, we should have been up there, shouldn't we? Because they're going round and round.
That sounded like the engine. Oh, yeah, they got it. No, no, they haven't. Some cars struggling a bit. 1903. Some of them going off at the top now to allow the Grand Prix cars to have a go.
Right?
Some of them going off at the top now to avoid to let the Grand Prix cars have a go. And someone's got a bike. You forgot your engine.
Some of them look very problematical, don't they, to get them to work properly?
Yeah, this one's just broken down for the whole time over here. Looks to me like something right here. He's revving, but he's not moving it yet. Might have the handbrake then. They didn't have that. What?
1903, that one.
Yeah.
On that.
No, green car being pushed off. Oh, the cyclist has done a lap.
I have no idea why he's going round.
Proper Grand Prix pre-war helmet. Right. What's the helmet? It's the leather cap. Oh, lovely.
Some of these are really smooth.
They've got it going. smoke in the air here, I don't feel it.
Wow, I've got a lot of big doors.
Well, so you'll like the next one.
Oh, it's a Bentley.
Isn't it?
That's the Le Mans Bentley.
Oh, lovely. Wow, that's tiny.
Yep.
Which one's this? Bentley.
That's the Bentley. Oh, right, the one on the far left. The green car stopped on the hill.
That was the one that was having trouble earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah. How's it going? That's a little more winning Bentley.
Would you like to duck down so we can see? No idea what it is, but it's gorgeous.
I recognise it.
Yeah?
There goes the Le Mans winning Bentley. Yeah, lovely.
Oh, really?
Here comes the winner of the first New British Grand Prix, the Dello. And it's stopped.
Oh, no.
Having to restart the Dello. This was the first here at Brooklands. I seen it follow that Bugatti. Magnificent! It was really quiet. You've got a really good collection of cars here.
Yeah.
Bentley.
Here comes the Bentley. Pushing the demo.
What's this one? That's quite a more recent one, isn't it?
I think that's another Della. Might well be the actual Delos that won here.
With a proper pit sticker as
Push, and off it goes. Yes. At the back of this train is the 9.5 litre horse loop. Narrow radiator too.
That's incredible.
That's a CRS.
It's a six-wheeled thing.
Oh wow! That's the six-wheeler.
Wow. I didn't know you were allowed to have that.
Yep, six-wheeler. Relates to six-third. The actual bodywork is closer to the right-hand side than the left. So I think this was overspec. Maybe
Yeah, good. There's actually one wheel rim and two tyres.
slow.
What happened earlier?
Don't get that's nothing these days to present it as far as I'm concerned. You no longer drive, serious. I know what it is, I know. I can apologize.
This Touareg looks a bit out of place. Look at this. It's not a Didion. Decade. It's a 1902 Decade. Wow. Look at the flaps on there. It's won some awards. That's not all. Old Austin Healey. Wow.
Vicky Royston and the Austin 7 Ulster replica.
Here we go. First proper run.
We'll try and give times, but it's quite tricky.
This is an
as
Austin,
the actual
no,
finish
an
line
Ulster replica.
is way beyond out of my sight to my left as I commentate. Cars will be setting off at fairly prompt intervals.
My dad described this car as cute earlier.
There we have car number 3. That's Don Adams' Austin 7 Ulster replica. Almost the perfect enthusiast car, the Austin 7. They're fairly plentiful. Didn't quite live up to the tagline of Motor for the Million, but there were enough of them made between 1922 and 1938-39 that their survival rate is high. There's reckoned to be over 100,000 Austin 7s left around on the roads of the world of various sorts, and they've long been the backbone of the Vintage Sports Car Club. 60.65, our first time. 60.65.
60.65, just over a minute.
Entered as a genuine
58.88 for Don Adams. Ferrari F40 just going past. 458 or 488. Probably 488.
The door of his handicap.
55.36 for Andrew Morland. In the PB, I think he called it.
Here's Riley 9 Brooklands.
Here comes David
Sitting
Keith
so low
in the
in
Riley
the
9 Brooklands.
As Nick Upton so graphically demonstrated over on the other side, you can touch the road surface from the driver's seat. .65.07 there for Giles Cooper in the Somps. So close.
This doesn't look quicker.
It's his handicap, only 7/100ths of a second outside. First one, Morgan's, three-wheel runner in this class, won the Super Aeros.
First of the Class 3 runners. Class 2 was entirely for Morgan three-wheelers. I recorded enough of them
31,
earlier.
a Morgan 4.4. Very much in the style of the Le Mans car of Miss Prudence Fawcett, 1938. Morgans were very active at Brooklands. Peter Morgan, son of the company founder, outright circuit racing.
There's a deer on the track, or on the infield.
Second World War. We now have a hare running down the course.
No, it's a deer.
Or a small deer. It's a small deer. There is a deer on the track. Oh dear.
Oh dear,
There's
indeed.
a Monkjack deer heading towards our end of the circuit. I suggest cars ought to stop. It's about to leap. No, it's changed its mind. It's running back towards the Brooklands Hotel, crosses the track, and running towards the live area of the circuit. Monkjack deer. Don't think it would be a good idea to start any more cars with that actually on the live circuit. It nearly came face to face with one of the returning cars. It's coming back again. That's a scared animal.
Very.
Now running towards the first bend on the court, towards the marshal's post. No, seen the marshals. Going behind the marshal's post now.
Oh, I think it's going to do a lap.
On the track.
Yeah, deer's doing a lap.
Oh, we've had a fox, we now have a deer.
It's gone right past me.
Past the circuit. It's trying to get out around the blue and white barrier.
Yeah, it's going to get out here. Whoa!
It's vaulted the fence.
Oh, it's going to the live road.
It's heading towards the Mercedes-Benz World 4x4 track, I think. As far as I can see, the track is clear. From the vantage point at the top of the bus, I don't think the deer is on the live track, if that's of help to the marshals. Give me an idea, actually. Why don't we run a sprint at Windsor Safari Park through the... make sure everyone prepared their car properly, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, they tried to shepherd him off the track, and they've shepherded him back onto it. Good job.
And then we have the skittering of elements of the final 5 or 6 little motorbikes. And this is an AGS Star and a couple of others as well. My accumulation of knowledge on motorbikes begins with 0. So
Right, we're back out onto the track.
but it was met with huge enthusiasm by everybody at the end. Only one motorcyclist fell off, and that was because he turned a little bit too sharp into the heavy gravel. The Bugattis exercise themselves happily, and here am I returning to what sounds like the art school of Murray dancing, which, if you remember, was set up in London in Pall Mall, and was particularly successful in the Second World War. The boys coming back from the troops or from the forefront used to enjoy an evening of dancing and what have you. The art school of Murray made a huge profit teaching young officers.
The left door has come open.
One of the kids taking the mickey out of me in the comments.
No, you won't be able to hear.
That's just as well. Really.
Hardcoring might shut it here. No.
There's this lovely little close
Oh, yeah.
coupled BMW saloon.
Well, that won't be shut properly.
Saloon car, isn't it? Get to wait. Seatbelt flapping in the breeze.
Nice coloration too.
I haven't seen that one. For those of you watching in black and white, it's in black and white.
That's called period photography.
Blanche and noir.
First one with a roof going round. It's a BMW saloon.
Bergman stood looking rather forlorn by his Austin 7 Special currently. He's got his helmet in his hand, so he's quite happy.
Look at that tilt. That body roll.
Is Alistair Pugh. Very nice tourist trophy replica, the TT Rep. It's probably fair to explain, as we often do at VSCC events, when it says replica after the name, that doesn't mean it's not real. It just means that the company had a great success.
He's also promised to come and talk to you in our commentary box. Speaking to the president, to club members, which I think is something you and I would welcome.
This one's sliding quite a bit. It's the 52. He's been sliding all over the place, although he's been really going for it, so I'd like to see his lap. This one's got a good centre of gravity, very low. Running out of storage space.
Straight cut gearbox making almost as much noise as the engine. In number 72, Clive Bowman's Austin 7 Special. Weekend.
And here comes the huge Packard V6.
And on track now, possibly the most famous Austin 7 Special, car 73, is Graham Beckett in the Jack Sprint. Simple as possible.
Followed by a tiny Austin 7. Oh, we'll see the comparison here. Look at that.
Would be usable and suitable for all motorsporting disciplines, driving test trials, sprints, races, hill climbs. And simplicity has certainly covered itself with glory over the long years. I think Barry Clark had the car for a number of years and is now being carefully enjoyed.
Unfortunately, at this point my camera ran out of storage space, so I'll just have to talk about what happened for the rest of the race. So, there were a few incidents. There was a rather nasty one for one of the, I think it was an Ulster replica or an Austin 7 or something like that. I didn't quite register because I didn't see the car again, but one of the smaller cars, a red one in colour I think, had a rather nasty accident at the back of the circuit when it turned into the left-hander hairpin at the bottom of the circuit. Possibly got two wheels on the grass, maybe didn't, but whatever happened, the car tipped over and it rolled over twice. The driver was ejected. There was an ambulance on the scene, although amazingly I heard that the driver got released from hospital that night. The number 75 was going well as well. That was the one I said had a really nice low centre of gravity. until that had a spin down at turn 1. But really, the battle was between the two alters and the ERA. So after the very first run, one of the alters and the ERA were absolutely level on times. That is, they set exactly the same time to the nearest hundredth of a second. The other alter was slightly behind. I think it was a second behind. That other alter was pushing hard in the second run though, and the final run that was, because each car got 2 runs. And it set a very quick time. In fact, so quick that it got a bit the driver got a bit distracted and missed his braking point for the hairpin at the end of the circuit and had a spin. He also lost the engine in that, so that there was a brief intervention as they got that car cleared. Then we had the battle between the other remaining Alpha and the ERA. Now I should remind you that these two cars set exactly the same time on the first run. So these two were absolutely level by this point, and the tension was building for this final run. We knew they were both going to go for it. First out was the ERA, and second was the Alta, who set a lap time just 200ths of a second, I think that was all it was, ahead of the Alta. Ahead of the ERA, I should say. They both improved on their final runs, but it wasn't... But it was the Alta that eventually secured the fastest lap time. Anyway, I will see you in the next video.